Hi everyone. First of all, apologies for the pasty kneecaps. It's been a really hot day today, so I'm wearing shorts. So sorry. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. In this video, I wanted to talk about sort of equipment and gear, which is not something I really talk about a lot. The reason I don't get hung up on equipment and gear is because I'm much more concerned about the creative process and getting out there and practicing and actually doing. That's the best way to improve, not by getting the latest and best bit of equipment. And I've been watching other people's videos on YouTube, for example. Some pretty big photographers and videographers, pretty successful at what they do. But I just noticed more and more now with people's videos, they're so perfectly fine-tuned and everything's basically perfect, amazing cinematography and using the latest equipment, and they look like almost like cinematic masterpieces, and which is good, but I think it can put a lot of pressure on people who are just wanting to get started or people who don't have access to really expensive equipment, and I really don't think that should put anyone off. But I kind of worry that it does. I'm just going to quickly butt in at this point, just because as I was editing this video, I've ended up taking a lot of my original points out. That's partly because I kept going off on different tangents, and I think trying to make too many points in one video. So I thought I'd better just quickly film this bit. Essentially what I'm trying to say is, I think on YouTube now, on Instagram, and we see all these successful accounts doing incredible, amazing things with the best and most expensive gear. And I think there's almost an element that because everyone's always trying to gain subscribers and gain likes, I think everyone thinks, oh, well, I have to do that to get a good following or to get a lot of views. And I think there's very much an element of like keeping up with the Joneses. So when we see these really successful people and successful accounts using creating very cinematic videos and maybe shooting in 4K and having incredible drone footage, then a lot of people then think, oh, well, I need to be doing that as well. And I just do not agree with that at all. And I think people need to be true to themselves and don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry whether or not you have the most expensive camera on the market. Just get whatever works for you, whatever you can afford, and just focus on creating your own content and content that's real to you. When you look at photos on Instagram, for example, and the really popular posts, it's almost like you're seeing the same stuff over and over and over again. And I've even noticed as I've started wild camping recently, and I've kind of learned what other people who are into wild camping are using, and it seems like everyone's using the same tent, everyone's using the same cooking equipment, and it's always the sort of higher end stuff, and it seems to me like this constant battle of wanting to keep up with everyone just to impress everyone else on Instagram and everyone else on YouTube. And yeah, I think it's a shame, and I think people should just forget all that and just be real. Yeah, there's a lot of videographers on YouTube creating some fantastic cinematic videos. It's almost like everyone on YouTube now is like a professional cinematographer, and it's entertaining to watch. It's good to watch, but again, I just think the danger is it can be very off-putting to just sort of you, me, Joe Blogs, who just wants to make videos for their own fun, or they aspire to grow an audience, and I just don't want. I think people are getting too hung up on all that kind of thing now and all the technical things, and the most important thing more than anything else is content, just being creative. When things become a bit too sort of polished, it's harder to relate to. And I think that's one of the great things about YouTube and just you and me or anyone else being able to put out videos, is that it's real, and people can relate to it. And I want to see more of that on YouTube. I think it started off that way, and then I guess as technology has improved and became more accessible, I think it's gotten a bit sort of too far that way, and everything's became a bit too polished, a bit too professional looking, sometimes even a bit too pretentious, I think, if I'm being honest. And don't get me wrong, I'm certainly not criticizing Thomas Heaton or other people like that. I watch Thomas Heaton's videos. I enjoy watching Thomas Heaton's videos and other people like him who create fantastic cinematic videos. But not everyone needs to do that. Not everyone needs to be producing these professionally looking masterpieces. So yeah, I've made my point. So yeah, just make what's real to you. Get the equipment that you can afford and nothing more, and then just get out and make stuff. And the more you make stuff, the better you'll get. And I think in my next video, actually, I'm going to talk more about my own personal style and explain that, talk about that, what I'm trying to achieve, why I film the way that I do, things like that. Just explain my own style a bit more, and hopefully people will be able to relate to that. But yeah, I kind of want to see more of this real stuff, real people making real videos, not people trying to be fancy. So I'm going to end the video here, but just quickly before I say bye, just please understand, this isn't a personal attack against anyone or any particular style or anything else. I'm not criticizing as such. I know what it's like when you offer an opinion on YouTube. People who disagree with that opinion take it very personally and get offensive. So yeah, just please understand, first of all, I'm offering my opinion, and I'm certainly not criticizing any particular person or any particular style. I'm just saying that being creative and producing content is so much more important than technology and equipment, and whether you're shooting in 4K or 1080, or whether your camera had 42 megapixels or 24 megapixels. It's all about content and practicing and trying to be creative. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do.